Hello, this is Pete Martin, and this is video number 4 in the Fiddle Basics series. It's on the ergonomics of the left hand. You should, before looking at this, go through the videos on holding the instrument and especially determine if you need a shoulder rest and learn how to keep everything relaxed. That's extremely important for good ergonomics on this instrument. We can, learning how to hold the instrument like this with the shoulder rest, and if you need the extended chin rest and getting it set up to the right height, takes very little downforce from your head to actually hold this very comfortable. So one of the basic things in ergonomics that we want is we want to be as straight as possible from where our elbow is on the left hand. If you're a right-handed player, the left hand, of course, is the fingering hand. You want to be as straight as possible from the elbow to where the fingers join the palm of the hand. Now, of course, we're not built straight right here. The forearm bones bend a little bit. The two long bones that make up the forearm bend a little bit. But we want to be just as straight as we possibly can from the elbow to where the fingers join the palm of the hand. Definitely do not want to see this. This happens quite often when people do not have a real solid hold on the fiddle up here. So this is where, if you need a shoulder rest and or an extended chin rest like I do, that's where this really comes in handy. We do not want to have the palm like this. We want to have it straight like this. And we definitely do not want to see it like this either. One of the quickest ways you can get into an overuse injury like carpal tunnel syndrome, is the most well-known one, is by doing lots of repetitive motions with your wrist bent one way or the other. When we play an instrument, it is a repetitive motion that we can't get around that. So what we need to do is we need to minimize the likelihood of anything causing a repetitive use injury. So we want to stay as relaxed as possible in our movements and keep the wrist straight to minimize those types of repetitive motions, once again, like carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, another thing in the left hand, which will be easier to see this way, is you see this line right here where my fingers join the palm of my hand? We want to see where the fingers join the palm of the hand just about the height of the fingerboard, of the top of the fingerboard, like this. So if you look down over your own fingerboard, you'll just barely see the webbing of the fingers of the palm of the hand. Okay? Then, by doing this, if we just curl the fingers, we find we come down right on the tips of the fingers, right on the pads at the ends of the fingers, which is definitely what we want to do. Whenever we finger, I don't suggest this for when you're playing, but right now I'm going to take the fingers I'm not fingering and pull them out of the way so you can see the finger I am fingering with. Do you see when I finger with the index finger, both of the knuckles of my hand, of the index finger, are bent? When I finger with the middle finger, both of the knuckles are bent. When I finger with the ring finger, both of the knuckles are bent, and it's really important when I finger with the pinky that both of the knuckles are bent here. See, a lot of people straighten out either one or both of the knuckles of the pinky. The pinky has to keep the same general shape as anything else. If you want to look at the ergonomics of the pinky, look at the mandolin videos. I did 3 mandolin videos, Mandolin Basics, Volume 5A, 5B, and 5C, that's on the basics of the pinky. Works exactly the same way as it does on here, but it's a little easier to demonstrate on the mandolin. So I would suggest looking at those, and that is how the pinky works on the fiddle as well. Now, one other thing is how we go from string to string is just a little twist of the forearm like this. So if I was going to open a doorknob, if I would reach out and twist like this motion back here is the same motion that I'm using if I want to go from string to string on the fiddle. So it's just a very small motion like this. And this is how you go from string to string. A really good way to watch this. This is the same, I see, while there's not a huge amount of stuff in common between violin players and a lot of fiddling styles, because we shoot for such a different sound, we especially do a lot of right hand, bow hand things different. The ergonomics of the left hand, when you see a good player, regardless of whether they're a violin player or a fiddle player, are very, very similar. So this is one of the things you'll see. So the next time you see, maybe you're just watching TV and surfing through channels and surf through a PBS station and you see a classical orchestra, watch this if they zero in on some of the violin players. And as you see them move from, you can see this little motion like this, move from string to string. It's not very big. It's not like this. It's just a small motion like this that allows you to move from string to string. Well, that concludes the video on the left hand. If you want, go ahead and check out all the other fiddle basic videos I did in this series. You can also check out my website, which is will appear on the screen in a second. I've written a number of fiddle and mandolin instruction materials, as well as transcriptions and things like this, things of music theory, things on improvising that you might find interesting. They're free downloads of PDF books. And I also do teach private lessons in the greater Seattle area, in Seattle, Bothell, and Issaquah, Washington. And I do teach Skype lessons to any place else.